everyone, and welcome to the Colt 1835's channel. This is going to be my first in a series of videos, and I'm going to try to kind of bridge the gap between newer and noobish players to the multi-year veterans. And believe me, there is a skill gap on this game that is going to be a little crazy, so I'm going to try and help out some of the newer players that are kind of coming into the game. So here's kind of a list of my musts for R6 players, just kind of giving yourself a chance if you are new. You're going to get killed a lot, and all I can say is just learn from it. Try not to die the same way twice. If you do, well, you should be able to learn something about what not to do the next time, because every game is different. There's also no such thing as being a camper on this game. It is literally a game of angles and headshots. The whole point of the game is to outlive your opponents, and I mean, if you're a defender, of course you're going to find the best area, so don't call somebody a camper. That's what this game's about. Also, sound is key in this game, so feel free to mute your noisy teammates. If they're playing music, things like that, ask them to turn it off. If not, then it's okay to mute them. It will probably save your life. Really, I can say, grab a headset and listen. One of the big things I want to talk about is how I really think you should be stealing strategies. So if you see somebody that has a really cool strategy, or man, they've got a really good angle and they killed you, well, you have a chance to use that strat against somebody else. So always learn about what your opponents are doing. Don't skip that kill cam. Also, you need to really use your drone. I can't stress that enough. You get two of them on attack, and you should be using both of them every single time. Also, you don't want your drone to be destroyed during prep phase. That drone is very, very valuable, so try to go and see where the objective is, and then hide that sucker in a really good spot. So one of my favorite operators to use is Mira, and what you're seeing right here is a Mira setup that I actually copied from my opponents earlier in this ranked match. So what I did is I reinforced the hatch above me in lockers, the teller's hatch that's up there, and then I put my black mirror in server room kind of looking at B bomb site. I hear Sledge trying to play vertically, and I use my C4 to get him. After this, you can kind of see that we are in the advantage, but the point is I stole this strategy from the enemy and used it against them in the exact same round to win. There are plenty of Mira setups you can copy online, or just watch some of your teammates watch some of your opponents use their Mira setups. And you really got to be smart with Mira, but she can be a game changer. Now, one of the biggest questions coming into Rainbow Six is, what operator should I get, especially if you're new and things along that line? And I'm going to try to make it pretty easy because, honestly, it all comes down to personal preference. But the Vanilla Ops, the Pathfinders, they are the best operators to get. So get at least 2 or 3 of them on each side. You know, kind of make sure you like them before you start to save up for the expensive ops, because they cost a lot of renown. So I'm going to break down some of the best ops for the new players. On attack, my personal favorites who I actually started to play the game with, and I felt like it was a lot easier to start off with. I started with Sledge and Thatcher because, well, Sledge can break those soft walls, and Thatcher can get rid of any type of defender device. I can't stress that enough. Thatcher is an amazing person to start off with. Thermite, obviously, is going to blow up the big reinforced walls. It's very important to have one of those. Ash has a very good gun, so she's very good as well. She has soft destruction. IQ has 3 very, very good guns no matter what you want to use, and she's also a 3-speed, so she's very quick. Fuse is a thick boy, but he has now recently got a buff where he's got 4 cluster charges. And those are just some of the vanilla ops, the Pathfinders, that I find very, very good on attack. If you want to save up a little bit after you've kind of tried some of those out, Zofia, Buck, Hibana, and Ying, you cannot go wrong with those 4. They've all got very good gadgets and very good guns. And then 2 that I think that are very good, especially if you want to save up. I'm a big Hard Breacher fan, but Ace and Maverick have some really good guns as well. On the defensive side, the first 5 that I would start off with are Mute, Rook, Doc, Jaeger, and Kapkan. Obviously, Mute is going to give that drone denial. He's got a very strong gadget, very simple to use. It is a drop and forget it type gadget. Two other easy defenders are Rook and Doc. They make it very easy to kind of get acquainted with what's going on as a defender because they have ACOG, so it makes it a little easier to get some kills. You can hold some very, very good angles with those two, plus their abilities are not necessarily hard to use. Jaeger is another really good option. He's got one of the best guns on defense, plus he's got a drop and forget gadget, and each one of those denies 2 projectiles, so you can deny 6 projectiles. It makes him very strong. Kapkan is a very good operator, very underrated. He's got a lot of setup time to do because you have to put those entry denial devices on doors and windows, but he can turn the tide of an entire round because those can be deadly. If you're going to save up a little bit more renown to buy on defense, some really good operators that I feel are good to have on defense are Lesion, Ela, Vigil, Frost, and Valkyrie. Now, some of these have some different abilities, but all of them have pretty good guns, except for Valkyrie. That's kind of a pea shooter, but those cameras make it really easy to learn the map. Also, Wamai and Melusi are my tops right now for expensive operators. They've got some really good guns and some really fun gadgets. The reason that I choose some of these operators on defense is that a lot of them have a drop and forget it type gadget. So for new players, it makes it a lot easier if you can just put down your gadget. Those include Mute, Rook, Jaeger, Kapkan, Lesion, Ela, and Frost. Now you can use whatever operator you feel you want to use, but I'm just giving you my opinion on some of the easier ones to use, especially on console. And last but not least, I do want to talk a little bit about the toxic community that is in Rainbow Six. Let's just face it, there is some really bad apples out there, but I'm going to give you just a couple of hints of advice that can help you. These are just simple things that you need to learn right off the bat, and it'll help you from getting TK'd in an unranked or casual match. Don't reinforce walls next to Mira. If your teammate has a Mira, ask them if they want you to reinforce next to them. Other than that, just don't do it. Also, do not reinforce walls between the bomb sites. If you're playing bomb and there is a soft, destructible wall between bomb sites, don't reinforce it. While we're talking about unnecessary reinforcements, don't barricade every doorway when you come into a match, because you always want your roamers to be able to come back to site later on in the round. And for all those new players out there, and hopefully this has helped you a little bit, play newcomer until you're familiar with the maps. There's only 3 in the newcomer playlist, and whenever you feel more comfortable with those maps in particular, then jump into the unranked or the quick play playlist. Also, it never hurts to tell somebody you're new. If you've got a headset, this is a game that you really want to use it. I did not use it for the first few months that I was playing this game, and it makes a world of a difference. If you do have a headset, don't abuse it. But that's all I have for this video. So if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to put it in the comments below. You can also come and watch me stream on Twitch by going to the Colt 1835 on twitch.com. Also like and subscribe right here on YouTube. It's the Colt signing out.